Hi there, Living Light family. I hope you're all doing well. I just woke up, so excuse my voice. My intentions is only to bring you love, to bring you peace, to bring you joy. My channel is not monetized. I started a second channel called the Silver Cord Oracle, and that channel is monetized, and I haven't even been drawn to post many videos there because it's not about money at all. And in no way, shape, or form am I here to destroy your income or to bring any hard feelings at all, and they never have been. And over the last 2 and a bit years now, it's made me tougher, and I'm grateful for where I'm at. And I just want to share with you some of my conversation with God this morning. It's August 15th. Thank you, Father, always and forever. Who or what is blocking you? Who is controlling your every move, choices, and ideas? And are you being supported or prevented from moving forward? Follow the guidance, child, that I, your Father, gives you always. If they reject you, they are rejecting me as well. Do not fall weary ever or feel you've done something wrong. I guide you for a reason. Let me be your guide always. I understand your desire for connections in the 3D. We are here. We are finding your signal and tapping into, bring you closer to the loving energy only. I listen to many tarot readers, and God guides me to different tarot readers, different people, different creators. I have a vast amount of people that I support, pray over, and just help weed out the trolls that come and harass them. Now, if I don't follow my own guidance system, in fact, I'm rejecting God, and I'm not going to do that. I have to keep following my own instincts, whether it be on YouTube, out in public, out of town, out in the forest, out in my garden. When God guides me and I'm connected, things change for me and for the people around me, and it's for the better, not for the worse. The only ones that are feeling it the worse off are people that are playing both sides. Like they're on the fence, they're still listening to Dear Satan and trying to follow God at the same time. And that's a spirit that has attached to them. So we have the power to stomp on snakes and scorpions. We also have the power to free people from their demons that have attached to them. It's not the person, it's the emotion, the energy that has attached to the person. It's not personal. But if you don't accept healing from people that are sent by God to help you, and you're just constantly being rejected, or you're rejecting God's help, and like I said, it could be from a homeless person on the side of the street. God works through many people, and God has many faces and many eyes, many angels, many light workers, many star seeds, because we're all created by God, and God created everything. And I can't stop. God is the one who drives me to the people that I meet, that come across my screen. You can sense it. You can feel people's fear. You can feel people's anxieties, their worries, their love. Like you can feel the bad and you can feel the good. So I was guided today to the angel of unconditional love and freedom. It's chapter 1 in the book of the angels within us. And I'm going to read it to you. I hope you have time or can make time or break up time to listen to what I'm reading out to you. You may not resonate with this channel, and that's fine. Go find your blessings elsewhere. So, there's many of us out there working. So, there you go. In much of the literature incorporating the teachings of ancient wisdom, the first expression or outpouring of Supreme Being is said to be love, which became the force and the energy of creative power. Thus, the first angel is the source of all powers and the cause of all manifestations. In the Isaiah table, which formed an altar on the initiations of one of the mystery schools, ancient schools of wisdom, the archetype representing the energy of love is depicted as the first emanation of divine mind, or supreme being. Astrologically, the energy of this angel is represented by the planet Uranus, the symbolism in which is directly related to the unfolding of spiritual consciousness and the initiation into a higher order of life through the power of universal love and the force of freedom. In the tarot, this angel is symbolized by the card number 0, while the 21 major trumps represent manifesting aspects, expressions, or emanations of the 0 card. Its name is the Fool, which is paradoxically very appropriate. For example, just imagine what an ordinary person would think if he or she overheard someone say, "No matter who you are or what you have done, I love you. I love you as myself with no strings attached. You are free, and I have no concerns about you, for the holy light of God and you possess the kingdom. We have no obligation to one another except to give and receive love. And through this love we rise above our personal needs, our selfish desires, radiating our love universally for the good of all." How foolish something like this would seem. An honest response to such naive comments might go something like this. If I followed that kind of thinking, I would have to stop criticizing people and conditions. I couldn't wear my feelings on my sleeve anymore, and I would have to give up my rigid expectations of what other people should do and say and how they should act. I have to stop meddling in the affairs of others, even though I have a better idea than they of what's good for them. It has been said that the entire mystery of the tarot is wrapped up in the symbolism of the 0 card. This is because unconditional love is godlike, and to most human beings, both God and love are an enigma. When the angels were discovered by mystics eons ago, it was recognized that the master of these causal powers was love. Not human love, but the divine unconditional love, the very energy that created the cosmos. It is the first principle which reveals and sustains all reality. Freedom is associated with this angel in order to emphasize the unconditional aspects of divine love, and thus clearly to differentiate between the human sentiment called love by the lower nature and the unlimited, unfettered, unbounded love that this angel represents. The force and energy of unconditional love is totally and completely free, while the conditional love of human nature tends to confine and restrict both the loved one and the lover himself. The human personality, in its desire to be loved, will attempt to evoke this emotion in others, but it loves in order to be loved. The strings are externally attached, which produces an obligation in others to meet selfish motives. Such love is manipulative and binding, whereas unconditional love is open and without bounds. Since the time of our fall into material consciousness, it has not been human nature to love unconditionally, yet that is the only love that our divine soul knows. And that love is eternally radiating into every mind and heart as an angel of the soul, distributing the love energy and working to free each individual from the grip of the ego. The Chinese mystics called this the Tao. To the Hindu students of the mysteries, it took the name Krishna. In the Western schools, he was known as the Master of Heaven. The Tao Te Ching teaches each individual is part of the unified and harmonious universe governed by one eternal principle, which is Tao. This ancient philosophy has in its central theme, do nothing and all things will be done. Move into the absolute Tao and find your peace there. When we move in the energy of absolute love, we will find that reality is being revealed through us at every moment. If we try to do it through ego, we only create phantoms. In one of my earlier books, I referred to love as the final ultimate mystery and told about an old man appearing in one of my dreams with this advice. If you will only love more, all limitations in your life will vanish. Love truly is the energy of transformation. When you take the time to think about what love really is, you can begin to understand the awesome power of the angel of unconditional love and freedom, God's hand of love, right within your own energy field. When this angel is free of ego projection, you are truly a radiating force for good, and anyone within the range of your radiation is lifted to the divine standard of wholeness and harmony. You will know that universal love is flowing freely in and through you by the total absence of fear, guilt, and any feelings of repression and restriction in consciousness. If you are experiencing these negative feelings, it means that you are screening out this angel's divine influence, which through the act of judging other people and conditions based on appearances. Let's take a closer look at what this means. Anything that is seen as solid and tangible in the physical world, either now or imagined, is coming into view at some point in the future, is an appearance. In the spiritual sense, it is an illusion because it is subject to change. It has a beginning and an end. Therefore, it is an effect. And the only power in this effect is the power given it by the observer in the course of judging. This process of judging by appearances severely impedes the action of love and freedom angel. When we are determined to see only the highest qualities in ourselves and others, we free this angel to dissolve the fears that have held us bondage. Look at your fears now. Everything that you could possibly be afraid of is nothing but an effect, and that includes people, places, and things. Yes, people. You and everyone else who appears as a physical form are only a shadow of the truth. Remember that an illusion can appear real, but it is not reality. The physical body, the mind, the emotions are mutable and impermanent, only appearing to be substantial. Can these shadows hurt you in any way? Only if you give them the authority to do so. And this transferring of power means that you have misjudged them, again, obstructing the angel who creates new form and vivifies all things. Are you afraid of financial insufficiency in your old age, of the sudden appearance of a peculiar disease in your body, or some calamity befalling you or losing your loved ones? Is there a fear of failure, loneliness, accidents, death? Identify your fears and face them and see exactly what you are focusing on. What appearances are you judging? If you made a list of 101 fears, they would represent 101 conditions, situations, and things which have no existence except in your mind. The Tibetan master D.K. Dewal Kul, who provided the material on ageless wisdom for the books written by Alice A. Bailey, has said, the power of fear is enormously aggravated by the platform we ourselves have built in our own individual fears and phobias. This platform grows in power as we pay attention to it, for energy follows thought till we become dominated by it. Why be dominated by something that is not real? For years, Mary lived with the idea that she would die a violent death because of a dream she had as a young woman. As time passed, the vision grew stronger, the thought form was growing in power, drew her attention to it, until almost every aspect of her life was controlled by this fear, and love was replaced with resentment and hostility. But by chance, Mary discovered a metaphysical book, one that momentarily lifted her above her fear to show her the trend of her consciousness. It does not take a metaphysician to know what the end result would have been if she had not withdrawn her judgment, taken back her authority, and transmuted this thought form through the power of love. What about fearful situations that are pressing on you right at this moment? Ones that are very real in terms of your life experience. Regardless of how genuine and factual each situation seems, you are only dealing with appearances, and it is up to you to decide how much power you want to give them. Take, for example, the problem of not having enough money to meet one's obligations. George grew up during the Depression, and throughout his childhood, there was constant talk of lack and limitation. A poverty level consciousness pervaded his home. His mother called attention daily to the empty food cabinet and complained about not having enough money to buy groceries and pay the rent. George carried this deep-seated memory into adulthood. There was never enough, regardless of how hard he worked, scrimped, and saved. Then one Sunday, a friend took George to a lecture on invisible cause and visible effect, the idea that all forms and experiences in the outer world are the result of consciousness. It changed his thinking and his life. Even though money is a powerful spiritual asset, it is still an effect, a temporary form. George's fear was based on what he believed to be an insufficiency of supply to meet his needs. He was focusing on the shortage of effects, and by doing so, was embodying the idea of lack in his consciousness, not understanding that a consciousness of lack attracts more lack. This state of mind produces fear and shuts down the master energy of love, the very energy that maintains the pattern for which is to appear as a full measure of material form. It was a squirrel cage kind of existence that was finally overcome when George realized that effects simply mirror a person's mental and emotional nature, and that a consciousness filled with love will result in all sufficiency of every good thing through the patterns of reality within. Dr. Douglas Baker writes that wisdom of the ages has always said that all is energy and vibration. When energy manifests as matter, it produces illusion. Matter is a very temporal focal point for energy, and that goes for all forms. But underlying all forms, there is an energy pattern at a higher level constantly pulling matter into it. This is real, enduring nature of phenomena. Look at anything in the material world, including your body. All is energy manifesting as matter. If you judge by the appearance of shortages, sickness, risks, intimidation, and danger, you are passing sentence on yourself. You are arresting the power of love and freedom and are calling for even more menacing illusions appearing as substantial. The secret is to move back in consciousness, away from that which is seen and up to the underlying energy pattern, the vibrational vortex that is constantly pulling matter into it. And where is that pattern, that vortex? Right within your consciousness. Within the living force field called you is the pattern for everything that exists in the phenomenal world. Money, home, food, transportation, the ideal relationships, and the perfect body. Infinite abundance on the third dimensional plane. These patterns or divine ideas are like slides in a projector. As the light energy radiates through the slide, the perfect image is projected onto your outer screen of your world, and your life appears filled full. However, if you are experiencing an insufficiency in any area, it simply means that you have replaced the tray of divine slides with those of your own creation. And this came about by identifying yourself more with effects that seem limiting rather than with cause, which is your unlimited consciousness. The divine slides are waiting to be placed in the projector. Understand that you are the projector. Your consciousness is the thing that projects, and the creative energy is flowing continuously through your consciousness. So your work now is to see, with the inner eye, the reality of the patterns, to love them with all your heart and mind, and to feel the energy pouring through the patterns and radiating out to gather matter and become substantial. This action alerts the angels that you are now judging rightly and that you have made the decision to have the perfect patterns replace the false images miscreated by the ego. Every time you see an appearance in your world that seems to be below the divine standard of harmony, wholeness, and all-sufficiency, withdraw your attention from the outer scene and change the inner slide from an image of fear to the perfect pattern of reality. Change the slide. Keep that phrase in mind and tell it to yourself whenever that blip of fear pops in. Then contemplate the pattern of reality. See it securely in place in your heart center, your feeling nature, and ponder that master blueprint with total interest and love. The relationship pattern, for example, is filled with convergent points for meeting the right person, for attracting only loving and harmonious people into your life, for healing all individual conflicts of the past and present, and making the right decisions regarding interaction with others, for choosing the right mate. The pattern of physical wholeness embodies the lines of force to heal, restore, revitalize, strengthen, nourish, and reinvigorate your body and to maintain it in a state of excellent health. The abundance pattern is a splendid collection of power circuits for the radiation, manifestation, attraction, and expansion of financial supply, including the channels, the way the supply will reach you, and the plan for your continued financial support throughout this incarnation. There is a pattern for everything that you could possibly need or desire in this lifetime. So if you see something out there that has even the slightest possibility of producing fear, change the slide. And know that each time you do this, you are not only replacing illusion with reality, you are also freeing the angel of unconditional love and freedom to do its mighty work of helping you realize your divine identity. Before we meet the angel, let's enter into this meditation. Spirit of the living God within, my precious holy self, I totally and completely forgive myself for every thought, feeling, word, and deed of the past. I release everything to you, all self-condemnation, all guilt, and all fear, and I close the door on all that was yesterday. As I forgive myself, I know that I am forgiving all, for I am everyone and everyone is me. And through the cleansing action of forgiveness, we are all wonderfully free. If you see anything in my world that is out of harmony, I know that I have simply forgotten my true nature. I have given my ego the authority to think for me, and its thoughts are fearful and repressive, causing me to judge people and conditions. As I do, I pass sentence on myself, and I bind the conditions in my life. No more. The time has come to break the chains and be free. My blessed spirit, I surrender my life to you, holding nothing back. I give you my emotions to feel through my mind, to be filled with your thoughts, my eyes to see your vision, my mouth to speak only words of truth, my body to be the vehicle for your actions. And if there is anything within my consciousness unknown to me that is not in tune with your holy mind, I ask that it be removed now. I am ready to be clean and clear and in perfect harmony with I am, my divine consciousness. Go into the silence now and let the divine cleansing take place. After a few moments, continue. Knowing that love is the first principle which reveals and sustains all reality, I ask you to guide me to the angel of unconditional love and freedom deep within my consciousness, that I may free his hand of the Lord to do its perfect work. Feel the presence guiding you through a long and winding corridor. Keep walking until you see a dim light in the distance. With your mind and emotional nature aligned with the holy presence within, quickly move toward the light and ask it to take a form appropriate for communication. Then look into its eyes and express your deep feelings of love and gratitude. Then say, Angel of unconditional love and freedom, I have asked that all my false beliefs, fears, and feelings of guilt be dissolved. And from this moment forward, I will do my very best not to judge by appearances in the outer world. I will replace all imperfect images in mind with the perfect patterns, and I will dwell in these truths of my being until the full and glorious manifestation is revealed. It is my intention to do everything I can to free you to be all that you were created to be, the master of the angelic realm, the shining one whose light appears before each gate, endowing each angel with the will of God, the love of Christ, and the action of the Holy Spirit. I ask you now, what else can I do in my daily life to assist you in your work of manifesting perfection? Listen carefully to the answer and continue the communication as two close friends speaking to each other, and later record the conversation in your spiritual journal. Complete your meditation by contemplating this thought. All that is within me is now in perfect harmony. The divine patterns are securely in place, and the angel of unconditional love and freedom is ministering over me. My life is good, so very good. That was amazing, Collective. Feel free to listen to this anytime you like. God bless you today. God bless you tomorrow. God bless you always and forever.